Hi.
Hi.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Cynthia.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us on Real Quick today.
My pleasure. My
I'm
absolute
so
pleasure. You know I love
excited.
you, so like I was like, absolutely.
Cynthia, listen, y'all. It makes no sense in this world to have someone of your caliber of talent and just angelic, like you're just the angelic being from
Thank
the
you.
inside out.
Thank you.
And I
Thank
just
you.
enjoy that you enjoy me. It makes me feel so good. Like
I
the
really
last
do.
time.
This t-shirt,
I wore it for you. It's one of my favorite t-shirts. This is like
that is
Celia
amazing.
is a mood today. I didn't realize how much of a mood she was today.
That is,
She's a mood.
I'm a little bit, where is this from? Because I need
So
it.
that's the funny thing, Cynthia. So like I love t-shirts. I like wearing like, old school, like
Yeah.
music shirt, whatever, like whoever. But I
Yeah.
Google everybody that I love and then I go from there.
That's
Now
so cool.
there's a lot of black owned t-shirt companies now that I'll rock, but like I just Google who I want to wear.
Yeah.
I always wanted
That's
to
actually
wear,
a
to
great
wear
idea.
Celia. Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
I'll look on I think it's actually black owned. And I don't want to I don't want to misspeak, but I think it's Izzy and Liv.
Okay. Izzy and Liv.
Izzy and Liv, Liv,
Okay.
and then Izzy is Izzy. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure it is actually.
I'm on it. I love it.
Support
That's
black
amazing.
business.
Absolutely.
But I'm so glad to have you, Cynthia. Like, you are everything.
Thank you,
to
babe.
have you just grace us with your presence, I'm so grateful.
Thank you.
I want to start by having you introduce yourself. Who are you? And then tell us one thing that you love most about yourself.
I'm Cynthia Erivo, and the one thing I love most about myself is that I'm really open to the people I love, and the conversations that we might have, good or bad. It's something that it takes time to learn to do that, but I realized that I have an open space for those people, and I'm the one friend that will like randomly check up on you, but call you.
Yo,
like, I just need to check on you. That's it. Like I do that consistently. That's one of the things I like about myself, very much so.
Well, see, I say we love a friend like that, but some people don't like to be randomly FaceTimed, randomly called
but
on.
you will just have to deal with it with me. because sometimes I do believe that texting is one thing, but you can't hear tone, you can't hear inflection, you can't hear mood, you can't hear any of those things. And I think exactly. And so sometimes you misconstrue what someone's saying. Sometimes you don't quite understand the severity of something. You don't quite understand the lightness of something. And so after a while, I just will call. It might start as a text, but it will probably end as a call. Yeah.
Well, we are in a time where it has definitely challenged the way that we connect.
Yeah.
And made it a lot more intentional.
Yeah.
Especially because some of us are alone in quarantine.
Yeah.
So are you still that friend? Are you still pulling up on people in this time?
Yes. Yesterday I had a conversation with a friend for 2 hours. Day before it was 3 hours. I was like, I'm still like, I very much believe that if someone comes to mind, I believe it's a message to check on them or to find out if they're okay or find out where they are. But it's something that's just sort of been ingrained in me, and that's just how I am. Because I find that now more than ever, people need connection. I happen to be lucky enough to know a lot of people who are really good at giving out energy to a lot of people. And so they're right now like cut off from that energy. And so need it to be fed somehow. So I'm always like checking on those people who are used to being around a lot of people and now are sort of isolated. Yeah.
Oh, I love that, because a lot of us are extroverts.
Yes.
And I believe I am a bit of an extrovert plus introvert. I don't know what the in between is.
I tested and I'm an introvert apparently.
Oh, there's an actual test. I need to take the actual test.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you you're an introvert?
I'm an introvert. So what that means is not necessarily that you're a showy person or not a showy person. It means that I give out a lot of energy, and then what I do to regain energy is go back inside. So you might not see me at lots and lots of things unless exactly. Yeah. So you might actually be an introvert.
That might be it. Because I actually, before the quarantine, I was dealing with some just like stuff was shifting. You know, I left Essence, so a lot was going on, and I just went inside.
Yeah, that's where you regain your energy.
How cut off I was until I was like, oh, I had to like tell my friends like, oh no, I'm so sorry.
I just needed like time to like regain my
So that's good to know. I'm gonna take that test. I want to know, because you are such a beautiful songstress, and I saw an interview where you said that you practice every day, like you use your instrument, and I know a lot of singers don't really have that type of regimen. So I'm curious, how do you maintain that to be like that type of singer, to actually practice with your voice every day?
Well, the thing is, in my mind, I know that the thing that I have is a gift, and I know that if I don't use the gift, it's wasted and can be taken from me.
Amen,
I don't.
Girl,
do you know what I mean?
Church now, Cynthia.
Here's the thing. I think that honestly, I think that we don't realize that a gift is given to someone to see how best they will use it. Right? Being in a space where I'm not able to. I can sing every single day. I don't need an audience to do that. I try my very best to make sure that when I'm in spaces like this, that I still, it's like an indication to the universe, and I believe in God, to God, that I'm thankful for the thing that I have, and I want it to continue to work well for me and with me. And so I use it every day, whether it be just humming along to something, or singing something small, or singing in the shower, or reading something and singing it along, or listening to something and just learning the riffs that they do, or learning the melody of something. Because with the use of it comes the practice. It's like, I go to the gym. People go to the gym. The more you go, the easier it becomes, the stronger you become. If I stopped using it altogether, it wouldn't work for me anymore. It becomes weaker and weaker. It might still be there, but it would be weak. And the thing I don't want is for this to become weak. I'm very aware that it's not just strong in the way I can use it, but strong in the way it is communicated to people. The more connected I am, the more I use it, the more connected I become with it, and the more I can use for others, the more I can communicate with it. That's really what it is. So that's what keeps me going. Yeah.
Well, God picked the right person to pour all of that beautiful talent into.
Thank you.
Like, I know people give this to you all the time, and I know it could probably get exhausting, but like, your talent is staggering. Like,
thank you.
The way you sound, the way you inflect, the way you express yourself,
not
only vocally, but acting wise as well. We know it takes, a lot of chops to be on stage.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about your very first time hearing your own voice.
Yeah.
And thinking like, oh my God, I got something right here.
It's so strange because I tell this story a lot. It's the first time I sang or did something like singing that I knew was a well communicated something. I was 5, and they made me sing Silent Night for the Nativity at my elementary school. And the thing I knew about that, because when you're a child, things are not great. It's sort of black and white. There's no sort of in between. I knew that whatever sound I was making made people happy. And so what I connected with the sound I was making was people's happiness. And so that's what I kept doing. I don't think it was until 11 that I realized I was making tuneful sound. I just knew that what I was doing up until that point was something that brought happiness and joy to other people. I liked seeing other people smile when I did what I was doing. So I just kept doing it. Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
So it's always been about
it really is. Yeah.
And I love that, because I know that you watched, I saw you in the comments last week when I had Lena on.
Yeah.
And she always goes back to what my gift can do
for others. Here's the thing. The reason it does that, the reason I think we do that, the reason I think you do that, the reason I think many people do that is because honestly, it's a cyclical thing. You give something, and I honestly believe it comes back. So the more you give, the more it comes back around. I think that when you're unselfish with the gift that you have, and that doesn't mean that you leave nothing for yourself. That just means that you share it, and you're willing to share it, and the willingness to share is not so much about what you can get back from it, but how much you can give, what the effect is on others.
Right.
When you do that, it comes back around anyway, because it's like the gift knows that you're going to keep using it for the right purposes, and so you're going to need more to keep giving out. It's like you give and you've done something well, and it comes back around. If I sing to one person and that person goes, hey, did you hear that? Have you heard her? Go and listen to that. That's 2 people, and those people now come around and listen, and they garner something good from it, and now they take that out to someone else. And so today their mood has changed, and they sit in front of 10 people and their moods to change because these 2 people are happy. So that means it's moved out and spread and given to other people, and they come around, and it's a cyclical thing, which is why I think we do that. That's what I personally thrive on. I love seeing the effect on people and people's moods and people's psyches, and hearing people say that this song made them feel stronger, this song helped them come through something, and really all I'm doing is using something that I know I already have, and it costs me nothing to use it. It costs me energy, it costs me love and heart, and that, which is a lot, but when it comes back in that way, it's repaid. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I do believe, like, as beautiful as that sounds, and obviously that was something also that you learned early.
Yeah.
Because you said that at 5, you saw the joy you brought people with your vocals.
Yeah.
So that was obviously something that you grew with as your talent grew.
Yeah.
But what about those times, especially as a Black girl on Broadway, a Black girl on West End, a Black girl trying to make it in America as an actress?
Yeah.
What about those times that you get stuck, or a bunch of no's are happening, or you just can't see past your own stuff to be able to pour out? What about those times?
I've had to learn over the years to just be like still and be like, I don't know when I realized this, but I there's something there's like a small voice that goes, it's going to be okay. You know what? If I stick with the purpose that I've been given, it's going to be okay. And that's not to say that it's been easy. Like I've definitely been the girl who has had to get on a bike to ride all the way through London with nothing in her bank account and only like £5 to last me the week, right?
Yeah.
But if you know that the thing you're doing is right for you, and you can always feel that, it's hard to stick with it because the things around you don't show you that, and you don't think that it's going to happen. But if you understand that the purpose really is right, stick with it. Like, listen to the very small quiet voice that says it's going to be okay, and most of the time that will carry you through, and it really does, honestly. Just when you think, oh, it's going to run out, something else happens, and it's like, okay, we're good, we can continue, you know. And it doesn't matter how successful you become, there are always going to be moments of, I don't know how I can get through this next hour, this next minute, this next day. And somehow knowing that you're in the right place doing the right thing keeps you moving forward.
It really does.
Yeah.
It really does. Because I think back on some points in my life where, like, the money wasn't coming, things weren't happening, but I knew that the path that I'm on is it's right. That
will always keep you in the right place. Like, just because we are human beings, are sensitive beings, and we know innately when something's right. It's like, you know, you say sixth sense, right? You know when something's right, and you know when
you feel
you feel it. And it's about being unafraid of that. It's about being so steadfast in the knowledge of what you have and what you're supposed to do, that even fear can't move you from it.
That's a word.
You know?
Nothing will move you
Nothing can move you from it. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to be afraid.
And I really want people to know that.
It's so okay. Listen.
Because you have to do things afraid.
And
honestly, if you can have a choice, whether you look at something as like, oh my God, I don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
Or, oh my God, I don't know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
There's a difference.
There's a difference. And it's in the fear that we grow, you know, it's in the fear that we grow. And once we come past that moment of, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if I can do this. And then you do. Well, now you've overcome that fear, and that's one more thing that you've managed to master. That is where we are, you know? And like, I honestly have, the first time I got on stage to do The Color Purple, and I'm not even talking about broad, I'm talking about in the UK. I did it on a small stage in front of 200 people in the UK, petrified. And then I did it then to have to like make the decision to leave my home and come across the sea to do it again. That was honestly, there was a 50% chance about whether I would get on the plane at Heathrow Airport to come to New York to do the show. Fear, absolute fear.
And I want people to receive that. Like, we know how talented you are.
Right.
And for you to say,
I was petrified. Petrified. Because it meant I had to leave everything I knew. Everything I knew had to stay behind. The last thing my sister said before I left my house was, "You're not coming back." And I was like,
"Excuse me?
What do you mean I'm not coming back?" She said, "You're not coming back." So now, like, I'm not just faced with the idea that I'm going to do a show. I'm faced with the idea that I'm leaving everything I know for good. That's 5 years ago now.
Yeah, and look at you. Almost at an EGOT status, completely killing them.
And if I hadn't if I didn't stick with the thing I knew, because the one thing I knew was that The Color Purple was in my destiny. I knew it. I knew it, and I knew it when we did it on a small stage. I knew it before I came. I knew that I don't know why, but when you know, you know. I just knew that this play, this musical was the thing I was supposed to do, and it has changed my life immeasurably. And if I didn't make the decision to allow fear to dissipate around me, like, I can live in my fear, I can be in it, but that doesn't mean it has to move me from my purpose. And because I didn't allow it to move me from my purpose, I got to experience the thing that I was supposed to.
You can't. I love that. You can't allow your fear to move you from your purpose.
Exactly.
Girl. I'm trying to, like, I'm just processing everything that you are preaching. I'm seeing in the comments that you are taking the people to church. Lena's in there, Pastor Bishop Erivo. No, you really, no, it's one thing to hear stuff from, you know, people close to you and everything like that. And we all take it to heart when our friends tell us about ourselves, how amazing and wonderful we are. And it's a different thing to know that people you admire, people who are uber talented like yourself, are exactly like us.
Of course.
We have the same mentality, the same type of know-how, the same type of stopping ourselves. And the only difference is that you do.
And here's the difference. Like, the difference between me and another person who has exactly the same amount of talent, the same amount of, is whether or not I decide to be steadfast in the faith of what I have. You know, if this person decides, well, it's too difficult, I might not make it, I can't do, well, then that is lost. And if I've made the decision to stick with it, to keep going, because I know that this is what I'm supposed to do. If I tell you how many knocks I've had along the way, if I tell you how many,
and still will have.
And still have had.
There's a lot of no's in our futures.
Completely. But those no's, honestly, I believe this, the no's that we get simply make way and make space for the yeses that we end up getting. You understand? There are so many. I do lots of workshops for kids in school, but and actors and people are. I always get the question, how do I deal with the audition process, and how do I deal with rejection? And I said, here's the thing: if you look at it like rejection, then it's gonna hurt a lot. And here's the thing: that's fine, it can hurt, but it cannot. You have to remember that one no simply moves the space around you for the yes that's supposed to be yours, right?
Exactly.
And sometimes we can't deal with that. Sometimes it's in the immediate, right?
Mad.
We get impatient, we get mad, we're like, but I want the yes now. But the yes will come when you are ready for it, and when it's the right time.
Amen. That's real. The yes will come.
Because it always does. It always does. And
as long as there's work.
Exactly. You just have to be ready for it when it does. And when it, because here's the other thing. When that yes comes, you had better be ready for it.
Woo!
You had better be, because people spend so long concentrating on how many no's they had. Exactly. You concentrate so much on the no that went before and the no that came yesterday and the effect that the no had, and you're not looking ahead for the yes. So when the yes comes, you're blindsided and nothing is ready for it.
Exactly. And it makes it even worse, because now, because of whatever mentality that you're in, right, you have now collected evidence that you can't and it won't happen for you. But right, you don't even realize that you contributed. Right. Because you weren't ready. You didn't ready yourself. Ready.
Right.
I'm preaching to myself. So I hope y'all are getting this, because wow. And this is such a perfect time. I know we all have our theories around quarantine, around Corona. But this is a time where the world is on pause.
Right.
So if we're not taking this time out now to look inside now, if you have the luxury of doing so,
right,
what else are you gonna do? Listen, when else?
Let me tell you, I 100. I had therapy this morning.
Amen.
So and we were speaking about what this time that we're getting means and does for people. Now, some people will sit still in this moment and look inwards and go, what do I need to work on? What space do I need to create for myself now? What do I need to look at around me that isn't quite fitting, isn't quite working? It needs to be adjusted, needs to be worked on. And other people will keep looking for things to move around, to distract themselves with.
Because I have done both, my girl.
Okay. And here's the thing, the distraction is fine for a small amount of time, but at some point, stillness is going to come and hit you in the back of your head. And when it does come, you either make the decision to sit with it and go, okay.
Right.
Or you keep moving and avoiding and avoiding and avoiding and avoiding, and nothing gets fixed. I honestly think that we've been given an opportunity and as terrible as some of this is, I believe that we've been given an opportunity in this moment to really figure some things out, to connect with each other, to reconnect with people that you haven't had conversations with for years, to check on the friend that you think doesn't love you anymore but does, to check on the relationship that you're in that might not work anymore, to check on yourself and that song that you should have written yesterday that you didn't write, or that book that you should have read because it's going to create another idea, or that book that you should have written that you didn't write because you were too scared to pick up a pen, or that cardigan that you were supposed to knit for your grandma that needs to be knitted now, or that food that you were supposed to learn to make because you can't make toast, now you learn how to nourish yourself because you haven't got time and no one else can do it for you. All of this, there's an opportunity here to really search within, to find the things that we need that make us whole. But we have to sit with that and see it.
Cynthia Erivo. I'm about to put myself on your list of friends that you just be calling and dragging.
Yes, please. Please.
Are you that is exactly the loving dragging that we all need. because I know, you know, a lot of people are struggling with this time, and the anxiety of it all. But if we can choose, if we have the luxury of choosing, because I don't want to speak on too many people's circumstances, but if we have the luxury of choosing, why not?
Why not?
To take this time for you. Thank you. I hope y'all, I know y'all got it. I saw the prayer hands. I saw all the emojis. Y'all said Cynthia gave us that one. Thank you, Cynthia.
My pleasure.
For sharing that.
My pleasure.
I want to talk a little bit about the topic that when I last saw you on the carpet was for ABFF, which is American Black Film Festival Honors. Where Cynthia was getting the Rising Star Award, obviously. Obviously, we know why. But Cynthia, in that moment, you took some time and we talked about the whole Black and British versus Black American conversation. Personally, I hate that it feels like a versus kind of conversation. But in hearing some of your responses after the criticism of you being Harriet, and other British actors getting roles in Oscar-worthy film, Samuel L. Jackson, who is the godfather of Black acting, had something to say. So I'm interested, and I would love for you to share with the people watching today, what do you feel about that conversation? Are the Black British and Black American, are we different? Is our Blackness different? Is it something wrong with Black British Blackness?
No, I think what needs to happen is a conversation about the experiences that we've all shared. I think that there is a commonality that hasn't been recognized yet between us, and that there is something powerful that can happen if we come together to share those experiences. I know that most people don't realize that up until maybe, I'm going to say, the 60s for the UK was straight outwardly racist. You were walking up to shop windows, and in the windows it would say, "No blacks, no dogs, no Irish." That's where we're coming from. That's where we're coming from. And in the 80s, by the 80s, we had gotten the skinheads and the neo-Nazis who didn't want anything to do with Black people. And so, and we're even now in this time dealing with the terrible Windrush where Jamaicans and West Indians were brought over to help rebuild the UK after the war, and are now being told that they don't have any home here, that they're now being told that they don't belong in the UK anymore, and that they're being told to go back and being sent back. The fact is, Britain was not innocent in the slave trade at all. They were just better at hiding what they had done, and have been for a really long time. And you know, we've watched Meghan Markle be moved out of the royal family, and I was watching it every day almost, and every day there was something in the newspapers about her, and every day something insidious would be said, and every day something pointed would be said about her Blackness, or the way she was raising her child, or the way she presented herself when she was pregnant, and but none of which was said about Kate when she was going through the same time. You see what I'm saying? People were, and harassment at the highest level. And this is like small things that consistently happen. The difference between the UK and the US is that the UK is quiet with their racism. So you can't see it, but you can certainly feel it. If you look at the TV, no one's talking about the fact that there aren't really very many Black people on TV at all. But every single costume drama is all about white people. And all the corporations, TV corporations, are owned by white men. But nobody wants to talk about that because that means opening up a big book. So what we do is we sort of push it aside and go, oh, we'll give you this. And then we'll be quiet. Whereas it's really loud here, and everyone can, and because it's out in the open, we can really have the conversation about it. We're behind on that conversation in the UK. So people like me aren't able to do the work that we want to do because we're just not seen at all. We're not seen. You know? And so what needs to happen is a conversation between myself and other actors or other performers here and other performers from the UK, so that we understand that our experiences are really quite similar just in different ways. So you felt shut out of that? Yeah, I felt shut out of that as well, because no one would see me. They didn't. I was not light enough, not white enough.
Yep.
It's not quite right. Those are the things that we hear over here. It is a sad thing that we haven't got to a place that we can find commonality in it, because honestly, genuinely, I believe that when one of us wins, we all win. And my work, wherever I am, is to create space for other Black people, full stop. I put it in my contracts. I put it in my work. I say it, like, I'm not afraid to call up HR and be like, this set looks real vanilla here today.
And
this doesn't feel good.
You have no issue doing that. I love that. I love that.
My team knows that is the mission. The mission is to consistently make space for others that look like me, who wouldn't get an opportunity if not for me. Because I honestly believe that the only way to do that is by working together. There's a reason that my whole entire, like, my glam team are 3 Black men.
Amen. We love
There's a reason.
Because I know that is, as someone who gets to, to see a lot of the behind the scenes, work on sets and things like that, you don't see that.
You don't see that.
I've had plenty of time where my makeup has been done by someone who doesn't look like me, and it looks like it.
Right.
And it's so frustrating.
Right.
Because for one, there was one time I was at a junket and I got my makeup done by a white woman, or she was going to be doing. And there was a Black makeup artist, also a hairstylist, but she was hired to groom the celebrity men. It was a very heavy man junket.
Right.
So her job was to only groom the talent who were men. And so she comes by and she has her kid and everything, and the white woman who's doing my makeup looks at her and goes, like, how do I do her skin under her eye? Like, how do I do that? And the makeup artist looked at me as if she was going to see something that was just going to be hard to do. And then she looked at the makeup artist and she was like you would do any other skin tone. And so she was just, and it baffled me that a lot of the times these white makeup artists don't have to necessarily know how to do us. And that's been a general, like, experience with a lot of people across the board. Needless to say, I didn't sit in that seat.
No, let me tell you, I remember I was doing a concert. This is in the UK. I'm doing a concert in the UK. They have bought, I think they had about 10 different makeup artists. And I sit in one's chair, and I look at the pack that she had. Now, you have to know that I always carry my makeup with me if I'm doing these things. You get into a habit where you just carry your own makeup with you.
Sadly, yes,
right?
You do.
You carry it, and it's terrible that we have to when you know you're going to be on a set with people who should be able to do your makeup. I sit in this woman's chair and I look at what she has, and all she has is makeup for white skin. And I look at her and I go, well, how are you going to do my makeup? She is scrambling to try and find,
like, you are a whole professional, man.
A whole professional. She only has makeup for one type of skin. When I tell you that I did my makeup on my own that day.
You didn't even build your kit to be able to do, like, you didn't build a kit even to consider me.
No.
And for so many in your industry, for so many paint downs to exist, and paint downs, if people don't know what that is, it still exists, are when what do you call those, stunt actors,
right,
are painted blackface. Because there's not a lot of Black stunt workers.
Definitely pulled someone up for doing that before.
So
definitely.
If y'all can paint down, how come you can't do Cynthia's makeup to get her close up? Is the foundation only to do blackface?
Right.
I'm just so confused by that.
And here's the thing, and I learned that there is something empowering about being able to bring in people who understand what your skin is, what your culture is, who you are, how to do your hair without being afraid of it, without going, oh, we can't, this is nice as it is, just leave it as it is. There's that wonderful phrase. Your skin's great, just leave it. We'll do that.
Good.
Here's the thing. So Black skin absorbs the light. So you need to put something on so that we can reflect the light. And that's something that's basic. That's basic. And if you don't know that, you shouldn't be in here to do anyone's makeup.
And that's honestly, you guys, like, that's a lot of what we see.
Right.
In this industry. And I see even in these comments, makeup artists that I know right now who don't have those jobs, who would be able to do it.
Exactly. And so what I refuse to do is walk onto set without people who can do my makeup, who deserve to be there.
Being Black is a huge responsibility. I don't care if your accent is cuter than mine. Mm-hmm. Your experience is similar.
Like at this point, like as much as like I just want, because the fact that there are makeup artists who still have to fight to be the person that does the makeup for someone's photo shoot, to me is nonsensical. So at this point, I've pushed hard enough, and I'm glad that I have a team who understands and is in alignment with what I want to make sure that my makeup artist takes the photos. Like, he's a brilliant photographer. So I had
and that's the way of making those changes.
Mm-hmm. LA Confidential, that front page, that front cover was Terrell, and he did my makeup for that. Terrell Mullen took that photo. My makeup artist took that photo.
Okay. So, amazing.
Mm-hmm. But it's about creating the spaces for others and being unafraid to make noise about it.
Exactly.
This. I'm looking at the script and I'm looking at the writer's room, and there's no one who looks like me, but you're writing a story about me. This can't happen again.
And you need to be the one to say something. So
exactly.
In those instances, a Vanity Fair cover shoot or a Teen Vogue this or that, it's easier for you to say, okay, I'm bringing these Black people with me to do my makeup, to do my hair. He can even snap the photo. However, on movie sets or TV shows or things like that you are a part of, and there are staff that are already there, how would you make those type of changes?
Oh, I've fought for it already. They're on set. So the last series I did, that was Terrell, that was Corey, I
love that. Please.
From the beginning, everyone knows that I don't come just as one person. I come as 3 or 4. I'm not coming as just me. Though, right? That's what it does. Yeah.
That's the way you do it. Automatically creates a community.
Right.
Like, no matter what industry you are in,
exactly.
You don't just get me.
Right.
You're going to get me.
Right.
And
you're going to get me and all the people
who
I'm not going to do. It's about creating precedents, because we're a unit, and I think people don't like the amount of times I've heard, but this hasn't been done, this is unprecedented. Well, now today it's precedented, okay?
Come on.
Now today, as we talk about it, this is a change today that you might not be used to, but after today, it will be perfectly comfortable. So we'll keep moving this way, so that the next person that asks for this isn't blindsided by, oh, we're not sure, we haven't done this before. I don't mind being the first. I don't mind being the person that makes the change in the beginning, because that's sometimes you have to pioneer some stuff.
But I'm not saying, okay, let's get it clear, Cynthia. We're not telling you to show up at auditions and be like, this is my Black makeup artist.
No. It's about it, and no, it's not that. I'm not telling you to do that at all.
Yes. Be smart about how you bring your people.
Be smart about how you proceed, but also be thoughtful. Be thoughtful about the decisions that you make. I honestly think that even small decisions make waves. You understand? Exactly. Small decisions make waves. Me going, actually, can you please, when we're doing this meeting with my agents and all of those things, I need to make sure that there is someone who looks like me and can communicate with me and understand what I'm saying. So before I join your company, please make sure that there's someone that is really in alignment with who I am.
I love that. Y'all, you got to understand your power in the situation, and knowing that your blackness means people going to be coming with you.
For real.
Because how else are we going to infiltrate? How else are we going to change the way that racism has completely grown up with us?
Right.
How else?
Because I think we don't realize that the wound was collective, so the healing has to also be collective.
Mm. Can you say that one more time? That was beautiful.
I said the wound was collective, so the healing also has to be collective.
Please tweet that, somebody. Hashtag, please give Cynthia her credit, because that is a line if I ever heard it.
You know what I mean?
Please hear that. Because that's something it's bigger than us. And I know that we keep coming back to that with conversations between ourselves, between myself and Lena last week.
Yeah.
But it means so much when you're talking about Black.
Right.
And I love that your idea of Blackness is a community, because I hate the British versus, and I understand it. I just don't want that to be our dialogue.
No. And the thing is, when we sit together and we talk, there's no translation that has to happen between us. We understand things that people just wouldn't. Like, my hair is the same curl pattern as your hair. Like, we have to use the same hair products. We have to use the same brushes, combs, picks, whatever. Like, we're already combined and joined by the thing that we're made in. Mm-hmm. Like, so that will never really ever be separate.
No. Cynthia Erivo, y'all, this girl is really out. Listen, when you start your church, like I told Lena, please, I don't know if y'all been throwing your dollars at the screen for the collection, but we are sending the plate around. Okay, Cynthia. Thank you for so much, giving us so much love, so much.
No, my pleasure.
Insight.
My pleasure.
I'm freaking out because I just saw that Vanessa Williams
is in here. Vanessa Williams is here.
Wow. Hi. I love to see it. So Cynthia, because of your musical prowess and just straight from the heavens into your throat, and because you practice using your voice every day, I want to play not a game, but we're going to create a healing mixtape, essentially. And if somebody wants to grab, their Spotify, their title, or whatever, and make it real, I wouldn't be mad at you. Yeah. But Cynthia, musically, what is on your healing, help me Lord, this is a weird time I'm living in right now playlist?
Okay, so right now, and I've been listening to this particular couple of songs for a while. India Irie, I Am Light.
And I'm gonna have you sing a little bit.
Okay, so it goes literally. It's the chorus is literally that. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am not the things my father did. I am not. It literally goes through the list of things that have been, could been, are, but that you are not, and you are light. In the end, I am light.
That song is anointed.
I mean, honestly,
to have you on that. What?
No, it's one of my favorites.
I don't want to show y'all how ashy, but look at the goosebumps. Goosebumps, Cynthia. That's a
gorgeous.
Great one.
That's gorgeous. And then there's a song called, I think it's called Forgiveness. I got the call today. I didn't want to hear, but I knew that it would come. Old school friend of ours was talking on the phone. She said she found someone. And I thought of all the bad luck and all the struggles we went through. How I lost me and you lost you. What are all these voices outside life's open door that make us throw off our contentment and beg for something more? I've been learning to live.
Oh, no, we got
I miss you, baby. The more I know, the less I understand. All the things I thought I knew, I'm learning them again. I've been trying to get down to the heart of the matter because the flesh gets weak and the heart seems to scatter, but I know it's about forgiveness, even if you don't love me anymore.
Cynthia, you are the soundtrack to my soul, child.
Oh, it's called Heart of the Matter. That's what it's called. Thank you, Victoria. Yeah,
I did think it was Forgiveness, but yes, India.
Yeah, that is beautiful.
She didn't never get what she deserved.
No.
When she was at her height, she never got what she deserved.
No.
She'd be writing some songs, okay?
Yes.
We do
what else?
This playlist.
What
So
else
we started
is
with, both are India Ari songs.
Both are India Ari. There's another one I listen to. What do I listen to at the moment? I've been listening to a lot of Aretha because I've had to, because I'm playing her, so I can't help it. But it's always going to be which song have I been listening to?
I've been listening to all the Aretha.
All of them, yeah.
The tap on your door, knock on your window, pound.
I'm gonna knock on your door, tap on your window pane.
Tap on your window.
I'm gonna knock on your door, tap on your window pane. It's gorgeous. I've been listening to.
Oh, Lena said, "Ain't no way." Ooh,
ain't no way.
You know when Cynthia sing, "Ain't no." Everybody, hold on to the sides of your chair.
Listen. It always, like, whenever I sing it, I feel like I've had a workout every time, because it's like because it really is about like loving someone with all that you have. There's no way I can love you if you don't let me love you the way I need to love you. You know, that's literally what it is.
Listen,
yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, I was singing a song this morning, and not many people will know it. It's called "Take Care of This House," and it's from a musical. But when I heard it the first time, I was like, "That's apt." And it let me see if I can remember it. It goes, "Take care of this house, keep it from harm. If bandits break in, sound the alarm. Care for this house, shine it by hand, and keep it so clean the glow can be seen all over the land. Be careful at night, check all the doors. If someone makes off with the dream will be yours. Take care of this house and keep it from harm. Care for this house, it's the hope of us all." Yeah.
That is
I just thought the sentiment of it is anyway. Yeah.
Your voice is it's just so good. We don't deserve you. I swear, it's like you have so many different qualities to it. And when you hit that like breathy thing that you do, it's very like Janelle Monáe, who sounds like a Disney princess.
Yes.
Like, I want somebody to make you guys Disney princess sisters.
I would love to do that.
Let's figure this out. 2 sisters, you're both princesses. We'll figure out what you're fighting for.
Someone said home, and I sing that song all the time.
Oh my God.
When I think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing. I wish I was home. I wish I was back there with the things I've been knowing. When that makes the tall trees bend into leaning, suddenly the raindrops that fall have a meaning. Sprinkling the scene makes it all clean.
Oh. Girl, that song is special to me.
It's gorgeous.
And I'm not even able to get into that space. That's such a gorgeous song.
It's beautiful. Yeah. I listen to a lot of jazz. I listen to a lot of Ella Fitzgerald. I listen to
oh my God, Ella.
Yeah. You know, just the standards because they make me happy. It's just good for us, yeah.
Thank you. Well, hopefully somebody curate that small little playlist. We can keep adding to it.
Yeah.
They're written down in my head, but I'm going to go back. Obviously, I'm going to edit this video down so I can share it with y'all later. But
that's the song. I was trying to remember a John Legend song that I used to sing all the time, and it just came. It's because of you, Danielle. It's come to my mind because of you.
Yes, John Legend song.
It goes, "Baby, since the day you came into my life, you made me realize that we were born to fly. You showed me every day Impossibilities. You proved my fantasies and love could really be. Let's go to a place only lovers go, to a spot that we'll never know, to the top of the clouds we're floating away. Yeah. Oh, this feels so crazy. Oh, this love is blazing. Baby, we're so high, walking on cloud nine. So high, so high. Oh, yeah. Maybe later we could go up to the moon, or sail among the stars before the night is through. And when morning comes, we'll see the sun is not so far, and we can't get much closer to God from where we are. We'll go to a place only lovers go, to a spot that we'll never know, to the top of the clouds we're floating away. Yeah. Oh, this feels so crazy. Oh, this love is blazing. Baby, we're so high, walking on cloud nine. So high, so high.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cynthia Erivo, Knowles Carter Jr. What an angel you are to this world. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Sing at everything that I have in my life coming up.
I promise I will.
It's not planned yet.
I promise
my wedding, I just need you everywhere.
Done. Genuinely done. You want it? That's it. Done.
Oh, y'all heard that, right? She's going to be singing at my wedding. Let's find my husband. We got to find my husband. No, I love that. Listen, we're going to run out of time. Okay. But I do have a few more questions for myself as well as some questions from the people. Uh-huh. So do you have time if we cut off to come back?
Yeah.
And we can continue on?
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. You guys heard it first. Cynthia says she's coming back. So if your questions are there, please, when we come back, type them in again so that I can address them. I don't want her to cut off as she's addressing your questions. So we're going to answer them in the next one. Yeah. I think we got like 2 minutes before it cuts us off. So thank you for singing.
My pleasure.
We don't deserve it, but thank you for giving it to us anyway. Such a beautiful voice. And for you to choose John Legend, who's an EGOT brother. He joined Whoopi Goldberg in the ranks. I just want to know if we're going for the O in EGOT, does it change how you choose your roles in the projects that you're approached with?
No, because the O is a cherry on top. The thing that I'm looking for is are roles that are three-dimensional, that I guess give Black women a chance to see themselves as fully whole human beings when you watch me. I don't want, because I think for too long we've seen two-dimensional characters be played out, and there have been incredible, talented women who don't get the meat that they need to show you what they have. And so what I look for is a role that feels full and rounded and fulfilling. And if I can do the job right, then whatever happens, to be honest. Yeah.
I know. I know they got to be bringing the quality, honey.
It's
saying yes.
Has to. I've definitely said no to a few things, for sure.
No regrets?
No regrets.
No regrets.
Never. And and that's always where I'm like, you know what? This isn't right. And I have not regretted a no yet. At all.
I love that. I just saw Vanessa Williams say that we do deserve you, Cynthia. So I'm changing it. We do.
We do. Yes.
We do deserve you. I just love that Vanessa Williams, she sees me. She said my name. Hey, girl, you're next on this. Please come on this real quick. One of these days. Legendary
I love
Vanessa
you.
Williams.
I love you, Miss Vanessa Williams.
we love you.
We love you.
We
really love you.
Take this moment and just let you know you are incredible. Thank you.
Sending the flowers to you. Sending the flowers because you deserve it.
To our queens.
Yeah.
So can you tell me about the first time that you, because we talked about the first time that you knew you had something special.
Yeah.
But when was the first time that you actually believed in your own talent versus like believing like in the joy that people experience?
Yeah. I want to say maybe probably when I was about 15. I did like a school musical, and there was one character that was there, and they weren't able to do the show, and they were out ill, and they asked me to play that character as well as the character I was already playing. So I was doubling up.
Double up.
And I was doubling up, and I remember I thought, oh, I have to have something if you trust me enough to do more than one thing in this play. I was pleased, very pleased. Yeah. Like it was really cool. And I felt like I had learned that I was special enough to do that. So if I was special enough, then I had something really, really special.
That's so dope.
Yeah.
That's so dope. As far as your passions are concerned,
yes.
Do you think you have found what your passions in life are, and do they align in your purpose, or do you consider those two separate arenas?
I think I found what my passions are, and I think they definitely align in my purpose. Like I think I'm working in my passion is what is happening. I think I have a passion for music. I have a passion for performance. Something about standing on stage and singing to people live in front of people fills me immeasurably. Like I think I actually get high from doing that. And so, but I'm passionate about sharing that with people. I'm passionate about telling the stories of women that we've never met before. Like I dive deep in it, and you'll ask anyone who's around me, they don't recognize me anymore because I sort of disappear into whoever I'm playing. Right. Because I invest as much as I possibly can into those roles, into those people, into those characters, because they become more than just paper and words. They become people and a representation of someone who might be in the world watching. And so I deeply believe in the things that I'm able to do, and I'm lucky enough that they marry with my passion. Yeah.
You are so blessed, because not everybody gets to find those things.
No. There we go.
This is back.
We're back. I was saying that I deeply encourage people who know what their passion is but are too afraid to
they can't hear me?
They can't hear you?
Can you guys hear me?
So I think they can hear you now, but we couldn't hear you when you came on.
Okay.
Wait. Okay, we can hear you now. Good.
Okay.
Good, because I can hear you, so you should be fine. I mean, I was saying that I really encourage people who have a passion and who are too afraid to explore it. You live one life, and you may believe in reincarnation, but in this moment you have this life, and when this life is done, it is done. So enjoy that life. Like if that means that you dive into the passion that you have, if you have a passion for making food, or you have a passion for baking, 9 times out of 10 that is the thing that will fulfill you and bring the thing that you're looking for. Honestly, that's what I believe. Like if the thing that you do is full of love, when you approach that thing, whether it be baking, whether it be sewing, whether it be I don't know, doing people's nails, whether it be hair and makeup, whether it be quantum physics, if those things are the things that you love and they bring you joy, then you should do them. I think we discount what joy can bring. And I think that we discount that passion can bring that.
Exactly. And you can't honestly understand or know what your passions even are unless you're trying things.
Exactly.
Like you don't even know, like you may not have grown up in the kitchen.
Right.
But you don't know that you don't like cooking
until you try.
Until you try it.
Yeah.
And sometimes a passion could be something far away from your purpose.
Yeah.
It could just be something that because that's why I asked that question, because a lot of times people think that it's supposed to all bleed in together, your passion and your purpose.
No.
And I'm not even sure about that, because I'm one of those people like you whose passion and purpose collided.
Yeah. I think through passion you find purpose. I think that's what happened. I think I had a passion for music, for singing, for performance, and through following what that was, through following that and trusting in it, I found my purpose. And the purpose is to bring people together, to make space for people that look like me, to make space for little Black girls, to make sure that they feel confident, to make sure that they have room, to create more room around the table, to create new tables altogether. You know, that now that's what my purpose is. My purpose is that, not just music, performing and singing, you know?
Exactly. And I like,
and so now that spreads, you know. Now it might be that I write a kid's book, and that means that I get to make another young girl look at a book and see herself, and you know, the passion, I think, breeds purpose. Yeah,
I like that. I like it so much. And I know that you said before that you want to do all these things where you're helping young girls and developing a school for young girls. Can you talk about the things that you, and look at you light up, so cute. Talk about the things that you want to do with your career, not only us seeing you on stage and us hearing your music, but beyond those things.
Yeah, I want to hopefully not just make the school, but create a production company where I can, you know, start garnering materials and pieces that show us in our rainbow spectrum of personalities and lives, and shed light on the stories that usually might get overlooked, create new stories, create room for writers that don't get a look in, create room for directors who are young and up and coming, create space for actors who just don't know that there's space for them. So with that production company, I want to hopefully then create my school, because when I was younger, I just didn't know that I could do that. I simply didn't know. And it was another Black woman that told me that was possible. Had she not have told me, I don't know if I would be here. So I want to make sure that I create something that is accessible enough for young people of color to know that it's there for them, that they can come and learn, that they can come and hone their craft, and live out the dream that they want to. I think that sometimes people just don't realize that it's there until it's given to them, you know?
Exactly.
And I mean, like, when I say a performance school, it's not just for actors and singers, you know, people who want to work in scenic arts, people who want to work behind the scenes, people who want to learn how to operate a camera, because we just don't know those things even exist. Like,
no. And once we find out, we're already behind the curve.
Yeah. And, you know, there are so many wonderful teachers as well who haven't had the opportunity to do that, to work with young people, and they have a gift for teaching and they need space to do it. Like,
that's also true.
There's one person in here, her name's Zuli, and she works with she's a teacher who works with children, and she's brilliant with them, and is always consistently using performing arts to expand their minds and expand how they think and how they learn. And like, wouldn't it be wonderful to create a space that is about that, and to give her the opportunity to really like expand that?
Exactly. Especially now, these days, like, I know Save the Music has been a program that's been around for a while. And I know that a lot of schools over the last couple of years, my sister's an art teacher. So they're always talking about the way that they're trying to take these things out of schools, and a lot
completely because they don't believe that they're vital.
Right.
They don't believe that they're a vital teaching instrument, and I'm the opposite. Like, I think that it is a crime to take those things out of school, because I think what people don't realize is that there are some children and some people who need music and need the arts to learn. Like, it honestly, like, the way their minds work means that if they're auditory learners, then learning a song or teaching something to a song is exactly the way they have to learn. And if you take away music, then they don't get to learn anymore. It's like, and if we look at where we are right now, if we look at what people are turning to now in order to find solace or to find happiness, we're turning to D Nice, who is DJing. We're turning to music. We're turning to people who sing. People are asking me to post a song, or they're looking at a TV program or a show or a film. None of those people would exist if if art wasn't there for them. You
Exactly.
take that out of school, what you do is decrease all of these ways in which people are healing and somewhat communicating with each other. You know, we laugh about something like Tiger King, but everybody's watching it and everyone's joining the conversation, and people are talking to people that they've never spoken to before. Like 20,000 people a night are going to D-Nice's Instagram page to dance and listen to music. That's 20,000 people around the world. That's one thing that's joining people together. You take that out of schools.
Then what?
Why would we remove that from kids? Music is one of the first ways that we learn. It's one of the first ways we learn what sound is. You know, children can hear music in the womb.
Right. Which is why moms are like, oh, I'll play Beethoven or you know, whatever.
That's how we learn. It literally increases the way you absorb information. If a child is learning and listening to music when they're in the womb and you take it away from them in school, you've taken a vital way of learning away from them.
Yeah.
That's, to me, nonsensical.
Everything. It's bigger than just the kid being able to play the recorder.
Completely.
Great. It's a complete way of educating the next generation to like grow up and be something bigger than a kid that just hates school because there's solid book work to do. Right. You will save the music, Cynthia. I feel you. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I'm going to go through and add some questions in. Okay. From the question box. Someone, here we go, says, as an album, also an album, we want music. Her voice is so precious. You will get an album and you will get music. I'm literally writing at this moment in time. Like, I have a studio. Album. Yeah, you will get an album. I promise. I promise. Play with us, Cynthia. I'm not. I promise you'll get an album. I promise. Are you completely like sold on whatever your sound is for yourself? Because we obviously know what you can do musically. Yeah. But when people come from musical theater and they have this large voice, like how does it translate? Are we putting ourselves in R&B, soul, pop, all of it? I think I'm putting myself in a little bit of all of it because I've been influenced by so much music over time that more than anything, I just write from the heart. So I'm writing whatever comes to mind. I love melody, so what I do is a good melody and a lyric, and whatever it feels like. I think that it's inevitable that soul and R&B will be a flavor in it because that's part of me. But I think it'll feel varied when you listen to it. Okay. Yeah. And so does this mean? But it'll still feel like me. Right. Because I can't wait. Like getting to know you it's been such a pleasure. Honestly, you are a really incredible human, and I'm not just saying this to you because I'm such a fan of yours. Thank you. I just think that you are an excellent person. Thank you. You too, by the way. You. I'm trying my best out here. Well, you're doing well, I promise. Thank you. Doing well. Yeah. So I really, and I appreciate that, and I really do hope that we get to hear you musically because of your talent and because of who you are and the way that you write and the way that you think. Yeah. I hope that comes out, but like at the same time, we know how the industry works. Yeah. When people are mumbling all over the microphone, they are selling out stadiums. This is the thing. I'm lucky. I'm a lucky one because the label I signed with basically gave me carte blanche. So they're just like, right, make some music. Let's hear what it is, and we'll put the album together. We'll find the things that we all love, and then we'll make it work. Like, that's literally how it works right now. I love that pretty much most of the creative control over what it listens to, what it sounds like. My manager is in here somewhere. She will tell you. Naima is here somewhere, and she was hey manager, hey Naima. Yeah, and she that's how I wanted to do it, and I knew that if I was going to, I needed to be with people who would allow me the chance to just be who I am. Really. Exactly. Yeah. You are an artist, so you know what you're doing. Yeah. I hope they trust. Yeah. They really do. They really do. It's actually awesome. Yeah. Great question. Thank y'all for asking that. Someone says, will you marry them? I don't know who asked that though. You want me to put them on Front Street? We should. Why not? Let me scroll back. See, Cynthia said that she was the one that was gonna put you on Front Street now.
Who's?
So it's Miss. What is this? Miss Stats. Cynthia, what's up? I love your soul and spirit.
I need more than an Instagram question to marry anyone. That's
real.
That's just how it goes. But I'm sure you are lovely.
Listen, love is abundant. So she's not saying no. But it's also not a yes.
This is true. So what's your dream role in the next musical?
And I'm going to move.
I don't even know.
So yes, what is your dream role?
I don't know, I don't know if it's even been created. I think if I'm to do another musical, I want to be a part of the creative process in it. So I would have to sit with someone and find the character, and maybe she doesn't exist yet, and hopefully we'll find her.
I like
that. Or him. Who knows?
Shameless plug, because I've been in this industry for a while. People that watch me should know. So a couple of years back, I asked Miss Angela Bassett the same question. And she says that she wanted to be this beautiful queen from this faraway land.
Yeah.
She was like, I haven't been able to play like royalty, like a queen. And I was like, okay, so I see you. Fast forward. She gets this role in Black Panther.
Isn't it crazy?
And she is the queen of a faraway land.
This is it.
And I was like, let me find out. Let me manifest.
Here's the thing. This thing is with musicals, I feel like I landed that dream role. I got a dream role, and it changed my life. And so now, the next best thing to having a role that was written already is to find a role that was written specifically for me.
Ooh,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
That's why I'm like, I don't know what that.
And is that considered a luxury in this industry, or because
I think so, but for me, it's now a necessity. Yeah.
That part.
Yeah.
That part.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm gonna do maybe 2 more, because Cynthia, she got stuff to do. She was she dressed and ready to leave the house, even though we know.
I was dressed for you. This is me. I put this outfit together for you today.
For me? What did it look like from the waist down, though?
Oh, I've got a cute little short on little.
I don't have no lotion on from the waist down, Cynthia. Not a one.
I have a good sock for you today as well. A good colorful sock. Yeah.
Oh, I'm here for it. Thank you for dressing for me. Someone says, how do you mesh Nigerian, American, and UK cultures so seamlessly?
I'm surrounded by people who are from all of those cultures. And I guess I just embrace them all.
Right.
I guess I just embrace them all, and I think somewhere deep down, they're all connected to me anyway.
Right.
So
were you raised?
I don't even really think about it. So my mother is Nigerian. I'm first gen. So my mom.
So you're very Nigerian.
Yeah, my mom came from Nigeria to London, and raised me in London. But she's very much a Nigerian woman. And then I came over here, and much of what we listen to and watch, much of the music I've listened to, many of the programs and the shows I watch are American. But usually I'm looking for Black American shows and sitcoms and things like that. So that's just what my life looks like. It's a combination of all of those things, I think. Yeah.
Got you. Now, are you a good jollof maker?
You know what? This is my theory. I don't believe I will be a good jollof maker until I hit about 36, 37.
Oh, you got it's an aged thing.
Yeah, I feel like there needs to be I feel like you have to have experience to make good jollof with your elbow in it.
You just don't start off making it.
Yeah. Someone was saying I was talking to my costumer on set, and she had the same feeling about. She's from New Orleans, and she said she had the same feeling about gumbo. She said, I don't want to eat gumbo from a 20-year-old or a 19-year-old. I want to eat gumbo from the 50-year-old to the 70-year-old who's had life experience, who really knows about the flavors. So I feel the same about jollof. I don't want to eat jollof from someone who is like my age or younger. I need to eat jollof from my mother and up. Yeah. Like you
at
haven't.
That point, it's only rice. It's
that's
like
what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah. I need something like.
As a Southern Black girl, it is the same to be said about collard greens. You just can't. Like, you can't really. And if you're not making it in like an old pot,
I don't want it. I don't want it.
I
don't want it.
I'm not eating that. What is this? Is that a new pot?
Get
out of here.
No, I want to see that there are still like, it's been used so often that the inside is now like a darker metal.
Yeah,
you know when it's been used so many.
Yes,
there's like that one old pot that has to be used. Exactly.
Use that pot.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel about it.
I love that. Somebody said mac and cheese. Yeah.
You know what? I agree.
Most soul food, most inherently black dishes, there's rules.
There are, you know.
There's just rules. You can't just come in and be 20 years old thinking you're
going to
No. Get this away from me. You don't even know how to boil a potato at that point.
No, I don't want to know. I don't.
Thank you for sharing that. I love that you are super Nigerian and that you respect the jollof. I think I turned my camera around. Let's turn it back. There we go.
Yeah.
These little buttons. Okay, one more question.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm going to let you live your life. This one's good. Very Mariah Carey.
What's my vocal range?
What is your vocal range? You vocal Bible you.
I think I have 4.5 octaves, and the last time I checked, on a good day, my top note is like a D sharp.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That sounds like vast.
It's quite vast. It's quite vast. Yeah. Oh. So I've got quite a full lower range, and then I'm what's known as a soprano. Most people think I'm an alto or a soprano alto, but I'm like a true.
You are
soprano.
A true soprano.
Yeah.
So when Love on Top comes on, you be like, got it.
Yeah. I'm a coloratura, what you would call a coloratura. So like if I'm singing classical music, I do all of the pretty things in between. Yeah.
Wow. Talent. A vocal talent. Someone was asking about another season of The Outsiders. I saw that come up. She got quiet, y'all. She got quiet.
Who knows?
We can only... I saw a gleam of hope. Who knows? We don't want to get Cynthia in trouble nowhere. But I kind of feel like it could be.
Just send good thoughts into the to you.
Just send them out. Outsiders.
Send good thoughts into the universe. Yes.
Let us get outside. But Cynthia,
yes.
Like I said, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I appreciate so very much appreciate you giving us not only time but church.
My pleasure. You're amazing. Like genuinely amazing.
Likewise.
Thank you for spending this time with me today.
I'm so grateful that I could, and I would do it anytime. I'm gonna be in your DMs.
Yeah.
We're gonna be best of friends. I already know. I'm claiming it in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
I just love you. I love you guys all for watching. Cynthia Erivo, our super talented, angel-voiced, chocolate girl wonder. We love you so much.
I love
Thank
you guys.
Thank you so much for watching as well. Cynthia, enjoy your day, and I will talk to you
too.
My love.
Take care,
Vanessa
sweetheart.
Williams, don't forget.
Love you, Vanessa Williams.
Love you. Love you guys. Bye, Cynthia.